Hi, this is Dara Connolly, and in this tip, I'm going to break it down into a three-part tip of what you can do to be more confident as a woman. Are you ready? Let's go. Tip number one is that confident women can say no. Now, I know a lot of times women tell me that they're people pleasers and they're so used to taking care of somebody else. It's a hard time for them to say no. If this is you, don't feel bad, but I want you to start saying no to someone. Pick easy people that you can say no to. Someone's asking you to do something, maybe they call you on the phone, and you can give yourself a chance, take the opportunity to say no. You don't even need to apologize or explain yourself. Confident women are able to say no. They don't feel obligated to say yes all the time. So if this is an area that's hard for you, don't stress about it. A lot of times we worry too much about what other people think, and we're so concerned about them judging us if we say no. But then what happens is you actually feel bad about yourself because now you just said something that you have to do because you said no, or you put yourself out there and you're draining yourself and you're exhausting yourself, and then you feel bitter or resentful. Does this happen to you? If it does, don't feel bad about it. Just see if you can start working the word no into your vocabulary. And again, no judgment, no harsh feelings. Also, remember, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to add on to it. You don't need to explain yourself. A lot of times I know women will do that because they feel like they have to keep talking to convince the other person almost, or almost more likely to convince themselves of why they're saying no. We don't need to do that. We say no clearly and concisely, and then stop talking. Tip number two of how to be a more confident woman is that confident women speak slowly. Now, for a long time, I had to train myself how to speak a little bit slower than I normally do. And I can tell you that this is something you can learn to do. Confident people speak slowly because they believe that they are there to be heard. They're not going to rush through what they're saying to allow someone else to then take the stage or speak up in a meeting. They are comfortable allowing the time and space it takes for their complete thought to be heard. And if this is you, I want you to watch your speech. You can record yourself, then play it back, and see if you're allowing in some time for other people to follow. Work in natural pauses. Work in a pause after you ask a question. Give yourself time for the person you're speaking to follow along. When we speak slowly, it not only demonstrates that we are more confident in our speaking, but it allows the listener to follow along a little bit better. So I just want you to be mindful of the pace that you're speaking. You don't want to speak so slow that you bore the other person or they start to lose interest. But if you notice that people aren't listening to you when you speak, or maybe they talk over you when you speak, then that could be a good indication that you're rushing through your words. So confident people take time when they speak to be sure everyone hears them and listens to them. Confident tip number three of what you can do right now today to speak with more confidence is to watch the tone that you're speaking with. A lot of times, especially right now with the new Clubhouse app, I hear people speaking. And when I hear women speak who are maybe a little bit more lacking in self-esteem, or they're stuck in something that happened with childhood, what tends to happen is that their voice goes up and they sound like a little kid. Now, again, no judgment if this may be a habit that you have, but I want you to speak from down below, deep in your belly, from your diaphragm. A lot of times we get stuck speaking from our throat and it'll come out more nasally or high-pitched, but that's not your true speaking voice. Take it down a little bit deeper, speak from your belly or your real center, and allow your voice to come out and project yourself. Doesn't mean you change your natural speaking voice, but if you find that you're speaking a little too high pitch, that's speaking from up here. So can relax, constrict your throat just a little bit and go deeper. Or if you're speaking too deeply and you notice that it's maybe straining your throat afterwards, you feel exhausted, or maybe your stomach even hurts because you may be tensing your stomach muscles, try to relax and let your natural speaking voice come out. I want you to start thinking about these tips and how you can incorporate into your day. Again, just being mindful of, are you saying no? when you normally say yes? Can you speak a little bit slower, especially when you want to grab someone's attention or to be heard in a meeting? It's very important to speak slower, as well as elevating your voice a little bit so they know that you're someone who's comfortable being heard. And thinking of the tone that you're in. It's okay to end a sentence a little bit higher, but don't end everything as though it sounds like a question. Sometimes people will be speaking and they sound unsure of themselves and they'll say, does everyone agree with me? Does this make sense? And you don't want to do that too much because it tends to distract from your powerful speaking voice. But if you're speaking from your belly in a nice open posture with a little bit of a firm belly, not where it's rigid, but a little bit firmness, you will have a natural speaking voice that will sound more confident. I'm going to be doing another 2-part series on how to appear and be more confident for women. So stay tuned for my next tips that will be coming up shortly in your email box. Be sure also that you are hitting the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, and click the bell so you're notified of my upcoming channels. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I post lots of other tips on there. Well, until we meet again, you are amazing, and I can't wait to hear more from you.